back to the NightChild Reviews Prince, and we're looking at Prince's best B-sides. And today I've chosen a Prince and the Revolution track called 17 Days. Now this has the honour of being the longest song title in Prince's entire discography. It's called 17 Days, brackets, the rain will come down and then you'll have to choose. If you believe, look to the dawn and you shall never lose. Which is, well, quite a mouthful. Anyway, it was recorded in 1983. Originally it was for a Vanity 6 album, but that never came to pass, so it kind of became a B-side to probably one of the greatest Prince songs ever, When Doves Cry, you know, a worldwide #1. This is the B-side to a phenomenally successful song. Now, it's also interesting in that whilst When Doves Cry was credited to a solo Prince, the song 17 Days was the first song ever credited to Prince and the Revolution, so it's kind of iconic in that sense, and a kind of, you know, a beginning of this amazing band. Obviously the band had been around in certain formations before then, but here they are fully credited on this track. Now we have got obviously Prince, you've got Wendy Mulvoine, you've got Lisa Coleman all playing their part, and people often say to me, well, why is the Revolution so great? You know, what is it about the Revolution that makes them arguably Prince's greatest band? And I think I'd have to say a number of things. I'd have to say their kind of, you know, their musical range, the different styles they have, their originality. But more than any one thing, I would say it's the Revolution's ability to kind of lock onto a groove. You know, to kind of really hone it up to perfection and then just push this groove and lock on this groove for all it's worth. They can just ride a groove for days and get into this and kind of just explore it in a way that very few bands ever could. You know, 17 Days is just a great example of that, it really is. Now, it's quite interesting that it's just under 4 minutes long, this song, and yet this, like I said, is a jam that quite frankly could go on for days and days. You could just listen to it for weeks. It starts off with this kind of whirling, disorientating kind of guitar which kind of spins your head around, and kind of then famously this Prince Lindrum comes in, this fantastic Lindrum, and it has a kind of deep thudding dead drum sound. You've got great little guitar picks playing in between it, you've got a bass that quite frankly just gives this song such a great tonal range, and it has just these different levels, and you know, the synths alone are just pure Minneapolis sound. They really are just classic Prince. This is a song about Prince being heartbroken. You know, this is very much in the vein of Nothing Compares to You or Million Days, where Prince has kind of been done wrong and he's kind of all alone. This girl has just left him with, you know, just 2 cigarettes and this broken heart of mine. It also starts off with these fantastic lyrics from Prince, which I love. I called you yesterday, you didn't answer your phone. The main drag is knowing that you probably weren't alone. And it's kind of this idea that, you know, he's just completely abandoned. Just before this lyric start, actually, they have a synth line, which really is the heartbeat of this song. And it kind of scales up and down. And once you hear that synth line, that is the part that will stay in your head after this song is finished. You know, it's the groove that kind of just gets into your head. That synth line, just before the kind of lyrics start, just fantastic work, really fantastic work. Prince's voice here is coupled with Wendy and Lisa. Originally though, because it was for Vanity 6, it was sung by Brenda Bennett. So it's kind of interesting to see what's happened there. You've also got the bass, and the bass is kind of bouncy, and there's this kind of real chugging sound in the background, a kind of chugging sound throughout most of the song, which once you listen to, really kind of propels this song forward. And then you've got the main chorus, which is basically Prince. He wants to let the rain come down, let the rain come down, down. You know, you've been gone 17 days and 17 long nights, you know, and the main drag is knowing that you're probably holding someone else tight, and this kind of, you know, this refrain that Prince uses. Prince also talks about how he wants the girl to be near him, you know, but I know your head is underwater, I doubt that you could hear me, which is fantastic. And he also talks about this line where he talks about, you know, you all say, you know, you're lonely, but I'm always the one who's alone, which is a great line. This is, you know, pure Revolution, you know, era Prince. This really is one of the greatest bands he's ever had. I've got to say, there's a bit at the end where he screams, you know, why don't you answer your phone, which is just so reminiscent of how come you don't call me anymore, and it's a kind of classic refrain of Prince. I've got to say that this is the Revolution really, like I say, at their peak. This is the Revolution where the sheer scale of production of kind of great songs that they did in this time period, I don't think has ever been matched. I mean, it's so productive, but just great song after great song after great song. If anyone asks you, you know, why is the Revolution so great? What is it about the Revolution? Play them this track, wait, and then just look at their faces. They will be hooked. Prince and the Revolution doing what they do best. 17 days.